it's Christine Grace. Welcome back to my channel. Today is another reaction video. Like the video on your way in. Let's get straight into it.
You know, I see why men are staying single because look around. We have women out here bragging about not cooking, not cleaning, not taking care of their home, not being soft, and not being supportive. And then women will come in the comments and call her a pick-me, or while she's got a wedding ring on her finger. Expecting a man to show up as a provider, leader, planner, protector, and lover, while giving him absolutely nothing in return. And yes, I will be the one to say it. A home needs a woman who actually enjoys being a woman. A woman who takes pride in making her home feel warm and peaceful. A woman who loves her man in the same way that she wants to be loved. That is not oppression, that is care.
Yeah, that's actually liberation. As a woman, it's liberating to be able to be a woman as a woman. How can that be anything other than liberation?
Men are tired of being treated like a walking wallet. Tired of disrespect. Tired of begging for affection and a little peace. So they are choosing to stay single, not because they hate women, but because they are looking for a woman that values her role just as much as his. And honestly, I don't blame them, because relationships only work when both people show up and give.
Absolutely. Relationships became more in the modern day about what can I take from this person, what can I gain from this person, rather than what can I give. I watched Andrew Wilson recently. As you guys probably know, he is killing it right now. Dude's everywhere. And he was on the Trigonometry podcast. I'm not sure if he came over here to England or if they went to him. But he was obviously arguing the case for Christian ethics. And what he was saying is that, you know, his worldview is all about duty. And most people's worldview used to be about duty. And shock horror, since our, you know, collective worldview has changed away from duty, everything seems to have degenerated.
Why successful men stay single? It's often the same mechanism that makes men savage in the workplace that also makes them extremely intelligent when it comes to women. For example, successful men know how to sniff out desperation and entitlement. Most women want their lifestyle, not them, so they become experts at sniffing that shit. They don't settle for less than they deserve because success teaches you that your worth is non-negotiable. Sounds crude, but they prioritize purpose over pussy. Purpose is for life. Pussy comes and goes.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong. And unfortunately, we've created a society over the last few decades where men have been told to not care about themselves, to not have any standards. And men are finally saying, do you know what? F you, like, I do have standards. In fact, we're the ones that have built all of this. We're the ones that have done everything. And now it's time that we're treated with respect. And I am all here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. And there's nothing that she's actually said that is incorrect. You know, you can tell when a man is no longer succumbing to modernity. He's no longer letting women walk all over him. He stands with stature. He speaks confidently. He looks good. He takes care of himself. Maybe he wears a great belt. So we spend a lot of time on this channel talking about how men often feel invisible, often judged for the smallest things. And most of the time, the judgment is completely unfair. A lot of men already have things like good shoes, good trousers, good shirts. But an area that most men miss that can actually make or break an outfit is their old torn up belt. That's why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, Anson Belt and Buckle. And it's one of those small changes that makes a huge difference. Most of you are still wearing those old belts with the punched holes, right? They either cut into you when you sit down or they hang off you when you stand up. There's no in between. It's uncomfortable, it can look sloppy, and you just sort of put up with it because it's what you've always had. Anson does it differently. Instead of belt holes, they have this hidden track system on the back of the strap. So you get these tiny micro adjustments all the way along. This means you can fit it exactly to your waist and not just somewhere in between too tight and too loose. So if you've gained or lost a bit of weight, if you've had a big meal or you're sat at a desk all day, whatever it is, you just click it into where it feels right. And because I know that most of you are hardworking, well-adjusted men, you're not trying to look like a teenager. You want something that looks grown, polished, reliable. So Anson's got you covered. They have so many options to pick from. They've got leather, canvas, suede, nylon, and their straps and buckles come in a variety of colours and styles too. Oh, and Anson's straps and buckles are completely interchangeable. So you can have one strap and swap the buckle to go from casual to smart without having to buy 5 different pairs of belts. It's very simple, very practical. The quality's there as well. They're built to last. So you're not constantly deciding between ruining your outfit with a bad belt or buying another one that's just going to be worn out in a year. You sort it once and you're done. So if you're tired of feeling like you've made an effort everywhere else and your belt is letting your whole outfit down, this is one of those easy wins. It's a small upgrade that actually respects you as a man who cares about comfort and style at the same time. And because Anson Belt and Buckle is sponsoring today's video, when you click the link in the description or scan this QR code, you get to build your own box set. You'll get 2 bonus pieces, a buckle and a strap, completely free. There's 3 buckles, 3 straps, which can then be mixed and matched into 9 unique belt combos, all in one box. 9 belts in one box. It's an exclusive deal, so you won't get it anywhere else. So click the link in the description, build your set and upgrade your belt game today.
A lot of men today say they are done with dating. They are staying single. They're out of the game. Kaputski. Because they don't trust women. They don't trust women because women of today are fake. They have fake eyelashes, fake nails, fake hair, fake bodies, even fake personalities. They feel like women don't really love men, generally speaking.
They don't. They love what men can do for them.
They see men as a means to an end. Just deal with men to gain something. Mm-hmm. And I guess it's similar when women say that they're done with dating because they don't like the nature of men, that they cheat, use women.
Women cheat more.
For their bodies, want women to stay in their place. Now men are saying they want to stay single because they don't like the nature of women, that they use men for their money, use their bodies in a different way. As work mules, change my tires, go paint here, move this here, lift this for me. So what are men asking for? They're asking for a little appreciation. They're asking to be loved for who they are, not what they can provide.
That's literally it. And you'll hear these modern women say, oh, men want to be treated like the princess. Men want to be treated like the prize. First of all, the men are the prize because a woman has more to gain from a relationship than a man does. But besides that point, men aren't, honestly, to the women watching, this idea that men are saying, oh, we want to be treated like princesses now, we want to be the ones who are paid for this, that, and the other, that's not the case. You're an idiot if you actually believe that. That whole, what was it, the men's response to the sprinkle thing? Was it drizzle? And then the men responded and they posted these things I want a woman to buy me flowers and do this drizzle. You're just retarded. Maybe mute that word, but you are just silly. You're just stupid. Obviously, that's a joke. That is men taking the absolute mick out of your hypocrisy that you have created in modern dating. Men literally just want to be seen, heard, respected, and appreciated. That's it. Now, there are a lot of men that don't want to finance a woman's entire life, especially in today's economy, and that's absolutely fine. I think there's a lot of women that don't also expect that, but that's not what they're saying. Truth is that when we see women online, all they're saying is they want someone to finance their life and offer nothing in return. And then they complain that, oh, but men want to be the ones who stay at home and do. No, they don't. I can't believe that we've messed up modern dating to the point where we think that a man asking for some basic respect and appreciation is the same as what women are asking for from a relationship, because it's not even remotely comparable.
They want to be seen. Now, is this unrealistic? Getting married, if they have resources and the woman decides she doesn't want to be married to him anymore, she could take half, even if she hasn't contributed to any of it. They don't feel it's worth the risk.
It's not.
Ladies, if you were a man today, would you date women today? Is it worth it?
Women struggle to be true when faced with a question that would highlight their hypocrisy or require them to take some accountability. So good luck asking women that question.
Do men have a point? Are they asking for a lot?
Nope.
To be loved, appreciated, not used, to be seen? What do you guys think?
It's funny, isn't it? Because feminists scream for ages, we don't want to be sexually objectified by men. Men only want us for our bodies, but then they do the exact same thing. Like the exact same thing. You know, there's this poem by Maya Angelou. We are more alike than we are unalike, my friends. We are more alike than we are unalike. And it's absolutely true. I know there's so many differences between men and women and the gender wars continue. But the crux of it is that we all just want to feel loved and appreciated. That is the crux of it. And I know these modern women say, oh, I just want money. I just want status. I just want all of this. Like, they don't. They're hurt girls. They're girls who've got their heart broken and now they think all they want is money because God forbid they give their heart to someone again. That is the truth of it. We're all just human beings. We all just want to be loved and appreciated. And unfortunately, no one trusts anyone anymore because so many hearts have been broken. And I think so much of it has to do with this ideology of women thinking that men are constantly objectifying them and men, unfortunately, now being constantly objectified by women. And it's a real shame.
You want to know why men over 40 are staying single? I'll tell you why. Because society raised women to be wives to careers, not husbands. And now the men who were once overlooked are watching rebellion unfold and choosing peace over chaos. These ain't excuses. These are the raw, unfiltered reasons men are walking away from modern women, and many of them don't plan on looking back. You better watch this all the way through or keep wondering why that good man ain't calling you back. Let's set the record straight. This ain't about men being bitter. This ain't about men being weak. This is about men getting wise, men getting structure, and men finally realizing what marriage has turned into and what it costs when you choose a woman who ain't built for submission, peace, or purpose. And if you're one of those women thinking, well, maybe he just can't handle a strong woman, sit tight. You're about to find out he didn't lose interest. He gained clarity. First reason, divorce destroys a man's life. Older men have seen it too many times. Good men getting gutted in court. He loses his house, he loses his pension, his legacy, and she walks away with half his world for bringing nothing but attitude to the table. Why would any man jump into a legal system designed to reward rebellion and punish masculinity?
It's a bad deal. It doesn't make any sense. And if you ever hear a woman say, like, if you're on a first date, I'm just gonna put this out there, like, if you're on a first date and you hear a woman start to say something along the lines of, he couldn't handle me, run. Run. Because there is a reason. There is a reason for that.
4 reasons why being a single man in your 30s is awesome. Number 1, you're actually attractive to women, okay? A lot of guys spend time in their 20s not feeling attractive to women at all, but if you work on yourself in your 30s, you're gonna be a lot more attractive to them. Number 2, you're less desperate for sex. The good thing about being in your 30s is you're not a complete horn dog all the time. It actually helps. 3, you have money to finally do what you want and you're not sweating over the check when the bill comes. 4, you have less pressure to settle down and have kids. This is one of the benefits of being a guy as opposed to women who experience a lot of pressure during this time.
Yep, he's absolutely right. He's absolutely nailed it on the head, the dichotomy between the sexes, or when it comes to, you know, reaching the ripe old age of 30, I say as a female. Oh my gosh, it's so close. It's just around the corner. Kind of.
Generally, the 30s are more fun than your 20s. You know yourself better.
I've heard this a lot. Like, I've heard this from men and women, but I really don't trust the women. Like, when single women say, like, oh, I feel, like, much better now in my 30s, I don't trust them. I trust, like, my cousins, who are, I would argue, happier now in their 30s, but they're married and have got children, and I trust that. But I don't trust, I think as a guy, it's certainly better in your 30s. What he's saying is absolutely true. I think, I always find it strange. Not strange, because, you know, you like high school sweethearts exist, and there's a lot of people, especially, you know, back in the day, my dad's best friend, he got married when he was 22. His wife was 24, and like they're still married now. Like, they're a really happy couple. Like, it happens, right? But as a general rule, I don't think it makes much sense for guys to marry in their 20s. Am I wrong? Is that a controversial take? But I think it makes more sense for a guy to, you know, reach his 30s, reach his prime. Because I would argue, you know, 30s to, I guess, 50s. Like, there is a long window for guys. Like, that's a guy's prime. And it's like, you kind of want to wait until you get there to see, you know, what you can get. I don't know. Is that a controversial take? That's what I think. I think that for guys, it makes more sense to stay single until your 30s, but I could be wrong.
Can't see one single positive argument for staying single today. We're having a cigar the other day with this guy when we did the live podcast. He's 35 years old, makes millions, but he doesn't want to get married. So it's too risky getting married today. I said, it's too risky getting married today. I said, man, it's too risky staying single today. Like, what do you think life is all about? Pulling up to a restaurant in a Rolls Royce? For what? Who cares? Those people that say, what a nice car, don't give a shit about you. Everything about life is investing in things that outlive you. Man wants to live forever, but we're not going to. The only way you're going to get a glimpse of living forever is by what you build. You have kids.
I've just realized this is like reaction inception. I'm reacting to a reaction.
Raise them properly. They continue your last name. You write a book, you make music, you make movies. You make something that outlives you.
True.
Yeah, and I absolutely get what he's saying. I really, really do. And I think the premise of what he's saying, you know, man wants to build things that outlive him and that investing in something else, such as a family, like, I absolutely agree that that's what it's all about. But women have distorted and perverted it. So now it has become too risky. This is the thing that's so hard for me doing what I do, is that I completely understand the people who don't want to get married. And I wouldn't encourage you to do it because I know that it's a bad deal. But at the same time, my heart still knows that all of this stuff is really true as well. That it is absolutely about, you know, family and finding someone you love and care about and who's trustworthy. But the problem is like, what's the chances of actually finding that? You know, am I bordering the black pill here? I don't know. You guys know I battle with nihilism all the time, but it's just, I see it all. I see, you know, not just online, in real life. Everyone knows someone that's going through or has been through a divorce. And it's really sad.
This is true. Well said.
Well said, soldier.
Get enough lonely single men in their young ages of like 20 to 30, right, with no family, no kids, nothing to die for, to stand for. You're going to have public tragedies keep happening. Soon they'll start targeting higher ups in government because, you know, once the greed sets in from those at the top and they take more and more and more and you're left with nothing, then you'll really see the, quote, revolt everybody talks about.
Yeah, that is an absolute danger.
Do you think men are happier when they are single or in a relationship?
I guess it depends on the man.
This question comes
Certainly depends on the woman he's with.
up because I got into a bit of an argument on Facebook this week because someone had posted a very long and detailed post alluding to just that fact, that men, when they are free to pursue their own goals, see who they want, hang out with friends, and do all the things that they want to do, are actually happier than when they're in a relationship.
I think it depends on a lot of things. You know, if you're a guy who is in a circle of a bunch of other single guys, then of course I think being single is going to be much happier. And especially if the women that you've dated are like complete nightmares, then I think that makes sense. However, I think if you're a guy who is single and everyone you know is in a relationship and has a family, like, I still think you're probably less stressed, you have less responsibilities, but in terms of like meaning, I do think that could probably be quite hard, because how are you going to see all of your friends and everyone all the time if they have families and stuff? I don't know. I'm not a guy. You guys are going to have to answer this.
And I agreed, because the reality is that men typically give up their goals and hopes in lieu of whatever she wants them to do. Of course, this led to a lot of arguments and a lot of hate from the women at me, which I am very much used to, which is fine. What I want to know is...
Yeah, I don't know. You guys are going to have to answer that one.
Here is why intelligent men stay single. At work, being logical is rewarded, but that doesn't work with dating. Women want to feel emotions. This means flirting, telling stories, and making her laugh. Only when you stir her emotions can her attraction for you grow.
I'm really confused about what this video is about. I don't understand what she's saying. She's essentially just saying it's all about what she wants and that a relationship requires you to give nothing as a woman, and it's just all about receiving and the man giving everything to meet your unrealistic, probably physical, economical, and clearly emotional expectations, which aren't healthy, by the way.
Would you rather be married and miserable or single and lonely?
Obviously single and lonely.
single and lonely as long as I have my money. If you not my thought process, I cannot have you around me because you're gonna fuck up my life.
Can you be lonely and not miserable?
You can be lonely and have a blast.
9 times out of 10, when somebody tells you they're lonely, are they happy?
No.
Are they happy?
No.
I disagree.
Are they happy?
I've been lonely
I
and happy.
disagree.
You can be lonely and happy. You cannot be miserable and happy. It doesn't make sense.
Facts.
When I'm feeling lonely, it's easier for me to feel loved if I go around people I love. When I'm miserable, I could be around y'all and I'm still miserable.
Absolute facts. Absolute facts. I saw this meme recently. I don't know why it made me laugh. I've got quite a dark sense of humor. But it was like, would you rather get married with the love of your life and have kids or get shot 59,000 times? That's the point that we're at.
If you look at the stats on who's happiest, the happiest people are single women and married men. They're the two happiest groups of people always.
Single women.
Can you guys smell that? Can you smell that? Let me guess. The measure of these single women's happiness was a questionnaire by any chance? Yeah. Can we run another study where we test how many of the women who entered that questionnaire are on some form of antipsychotic drugs or, medication? Or are, in therapy for depression? No? Okay, we're just going to take their word for it. Me too, all over again. Okay. Believe all women. They're so happy. They're so happy. They're certainly not on TikTok crying and telling us about how much of a shambles modern life is. No, single women are so happy. And modern, married men are so happy. They're certainly not getting divorced half the time.
And married men
are the happiest.
They're the happiest groups of people. Like, not married women. Married women, end up doing all the jobs and, married women aren't happier than single women.
Do you believe her? I don't believe her. No? Okay, cool.
Single women are happier than married women. And married men are really happy.
She doesn't even believe it. Let me tell you why. Big shout out to Chase Hughes right now because I'm about to, put some of his knowledge into this. Look at when she says it. Let's just go back a tiny bit. Watch her eyes. Watch her blink rate.
Are single women and married men. They're the two happiest groups of people always.
Single women.
Single men and married women are always the most happiest.
And married men
are the happiest.
They're the happiest groups of people. Like, not married women. Married women, end up doing all the jobs and, married women aren't happy.
She's lying and she knows she's lying.
Happier than single women. Single women are happier than married women.
Single women are happier. I'm actually going to give myself a fit doing that.
And married men are really happy because they get everything done for them, basically.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
There's no study behind this. It's a bloody questionnaire. And of course, single, lonely, miserable women are going to lie about how happy they are.
They chase in purpose. Happily single as a man makes you more appealing. And
even with the questionnaire that applies to the married women, these women who are going to be entering this questionnaire, the internet is constantly telling married women that they ought to be miserable. So, there's definitely some bias in that study. I don't buy it.
Don't need to be in a relationship. Men that have high standards. Men that don't chase women. They chase in purpose. This makes women think. Wonder if that man is actually interested in them. And will, in turn, y'all listen to this, increase the value of that man and his expressed interest in their minds.
Yep. It is literally as simple as that. If a man has a purpose and he's not focused on a woman, and a woman can come into his life and support him in that purpose, drive him to do better things. If a man says, I want to start this business, and she is like, great, how can I help? A man says, I really need someone to, I'm so busy with work and I wish I had time to do this and that. She just does it, or she just does things without him asking. That is going to increase that man's value because he doesn't have to worry about that stuff. You've alleviated some of his stress, and you should want to do that for someone that you care about. You should want to alleviate someone's stress. In the same way, men are more often than not happy to provide for women. They're happy to provide for their wife to stay at home because they want to alleviate the stress of having to work and having to be independent and self-sufficient from her. Not because they want to oppress her and lock her in the home, but because they want to alleviate some stress. Women should want the same. If you love someone, you should want to do everything in your power to, anything, even if it's housework, so it's one less thing that the other person has to worry about. That's what you do when you love someone. It's not rocket science, it's common sense. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comment section below? As always, if you enjoyed today's video, please do give it a thumbs up on your way out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell to keep up to date with all of my content. And don't forget, guys, Anson Belt and Buckle is sponsoring today's video. When you click the link in the description or scan this QR code, you can build a box set. You'll get 2 bonus pieces and a buckle and a strap completely free. 3 buckles, 3 straps, which can be mixed and matched into 9 unique belt combos all in one box. That's enough from me. I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.